Notice if your chest feels tight or open, if the breath is short or long, if the inhales or the exhales bear more weight. And then we'll take a moment to consciously deepen the breath. Bring the awareness to the diaphragm, that muscle right below the ribs that facilitates the breath. And as you inhale deeply, feel it expand downward. And as you exhale completely, feel it soften back and spread wide. With the next inhale, take the awareness past the diaphragm, down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. And as you exhale completely, sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Have a few more deep, long breaths, just like that. Breathing the awareness down into the body, and then settling back into the universal blueprint for optimal alignment, stacking the bones and joints in the back body plane. This breath work is anti-anxiety breath work because when we get anxious, our energy goes up and forward into worry about the future. By breathing the energy down and back, we can anchor in the body and in the awareness of the present. And then we'll do a quick scan through the physical body. This time beginning at the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. Inhale and pull the awareness up through the legs, into the pelvis, the hips, the low back. Notice any areas of tension, soreness, general discomfort. And as you inhale deeply, breathe into those places. Gently open and expand with the inhales. And as you exhale completely, allow some tension to leave the body with the breath. The next inhale pulls the awareness up the torso, into the shoulders, the neck, and the face. Again, just noticing where in the upper body you're holding tension today. And use the breath to go there. The inhales create space, inviting fresh blood and oxygen to flow through those areas, bringing health, healing, and vitality. As you exhale completely, sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Continue the conversation of consciously asking the body to soften, release, and let go. Lastly, check in with your mind. Notice where the thoughts are at. Observe the speed at which they're moving through you. Take a big old step back from identifying as the thoughts and begin to just witness their passing through the mind, like clouds through the sky, without getting attached or carried away, without judging yourself for what you're thinking about, but beginning to notice the habits and patterns in the way the mind turns. And then bring the awareness back and anchor it fully on the breath. Have a few more of those deep, long breaths down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. And as you exhale completely, allow the bones and joints to stack in the back body plane. And allow this alignment to sink into your muscle memory. We're looking for it in all of the shapes today. When the bones and joints stack in the back body plane, the skeletal system can support us. The organs, specifically the lungs and the heart, don't have to work so hard. And neither do the muscles. When you are ready with an inhale, you can reach your arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side. Massage the low back. With an exhale, roll to the right side. Press down with your palms to lift up. Come to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed for just another moment. And check back in. Build your alignment from the ground up. So it may feel good to inner rotate the thigh bones to move the flesh of the buttocks out. You want to feel and find those sits bones right at the base of the pelvis, and make sure you're pressing evenly into both sides. Becoming aware of your particular tendencies. If the pelvis tilts back here, then the shoulders are going to hunch forward. Then it becomes nearly impossible to get the alignment in the shoulders. So the work is to lift from the base of the spine up. You can also sit up on a blanket or a pillow or a block or anything you have laying around your house. That can help you get that lift from the base of the spine. As you lift through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears, the shoulders roll together down, and the center of the shoulder blades hug into the back body, fully broadening and opening the chest. Be aware of the tendency to then arch the back and pop the low ribs out. All of these actions are in balance with one another. Low ribs root down. Good. And today we're focusing on the alignment in the heart and shoulders. The heart is the center of the energetic body in the chakra system. It's where the energy of you meets the energy of the universe. And it's the place from which we reach out and connect to others. So fundamentally, the heart is about finding balance. Balance between all the aspects of yourself so you can be in balance with your relationships and community. We also just passed the spring equinox where there's a balance of lightness and dark as we move towards more and more light. So we had the first day of spring, which is an energy of creation, growth, evolution, and new beginnings. And we want to latch onto this energy and to allow ourselves to work with the energy of these cycles and seasons, particularly with what we have going on in the world with the virus crisis. It's scary and has completely uprooted our entire lives. but there's always the other side of the coin. So in what ways has this slowing down and going inward provided us with opportunities on an individual level, right? To observe our habits and patterns, to listen to how we speak to ourselves, to have lots of time to put pause and space between our actions and reactions, and begin to build new habits and patterns. Also, collectively, this giant pause has given the earth a moment to breathe and to begin to heal and regroup from the pollution, consumerism, destruction that humans wreak on the planet. And we are being offered an opportunity to see what isn't working for us and to have plenty of time to reimagine how we can reorganize our structures to serve better, not just the people within them, but the planet as a whole. So this is what we'll think about while we practice. With an inhale, you can reach your arms up and overhead. And exhale through the mouth with sound. Good. We'll do that one more time, clearing the body out. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. And then we'll inhale to prepare for the sound of Om. Two more times. Pausing to feel the vibrations resonate through the body. Sound vibration is one of the most sacred tools utilized in the yoga practice to clear out, shake up where our energy has gotten stuck. So y'all should be like singing to yourselves all day and night, because it clears the lungs and is strengthening and healing for the lungs. We'll do a pranayama breath work to bring balance to the sides of the body, the hemispheres of the brain, the darkness, the light, the individual, and the collective. So you can bring your right hand up by your face, fold the pointer and the middle fingers down. We'll be using the thumb to block the right nostril, the ring and the pinky finger to block the left nostril alternately. It's Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. With an inhale through the nose, lift and lengthen through the crown. Exhale through the nose, soften the shoulders together and down. Block the right nostril with the thumb and inhale left. Switch and exhale right. Inhale right. Switch and exhale left. Inhale left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Switch, exhale right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale, left. One more round on your own. Noticing if one side is tighter or more open than the other. The left side is the moon side, dark, feminine, creative, intuitive side. Right side is the sun side, light, masculine, logical, analytical side. The next time you exhale on the left side, release the hands down and return to the normal breath, observing the effects of that pranayama on the energy in the body. That is another breath work that is considered anti-anxiety breath work. With an inhale, you can gently open your eyes and come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, grounding the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. And as you press down into all the knuckle mounds of the hands, they become your foundation here. Play with turning the biceps forward. You should feel how that broadens the chest and rolls the shoulders onto the back. If you don't feel that, then play with turning the biceps and the inner elbows back and feel what happens in the shoulders. So we're looking for this rotation in the arms that creates space in the chest. And then with an inhale, drop the abdomen down, arch the back, gaze up. Exhale, press down and curl the spine to the ceiling. Continue at your own pace. Sync the motions of the body with the breath. Use the breath to deepen the motions of the body. Allow that synchronicity to bring you fully into the present moment, the place from which we take action and make changes. And then move in any way that feels good to you within the confines of the shapes, allowing the mind to connect and receive the wisdom of the body. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And then when you are ready, with an exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips high, press it up and back for downward facing dog. Make sure that your hands are grounded evenly with each other, as wide as the shoulders. Feet grounded evenly with each other, as wide as the hips. Outer edge of the feet turned parallel with outer edge of the mat. To rotate the thigh bone into the hip socket, all the way up the leg. If the hips are tight and the low back is rounded, take a slight bend in the knees. Bend them wide so they're in line over the ankles. And then as you inhale, everybody lift the abdomen to the spine and lift the hips high. Exhale, press the thigh bones up and back to where the wall meets the ceiling. Feel how that lengthens the lower back. Let the head hang heavy for 3 more deep, long breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose, mostly throughout the practice, but feeling free to give a big exhale through the mouth with sound when you feel that you really have something that you want to let go of. With an inhale, float forward into your plank pose. Always an option to lower the knees while we work the alignment in plank. But we're finding the lift from the underside of the pose. Specifically, lifting the back of the ribs to meet the shoulder blades. And lifting the back of the head so the neck is in line with the spine. Those muscles between the shoulder blades support the head and neck. Have 1 more big breath, and exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Press the tops of the feet down, and inhale, lift the heart. Roll the shoulders back. Low cobra. Everything on the ground is your foundation, pressing firmly down to lift the heart and crown. The shoulders are rolling together down and center of the shoulder blades into the spine. Notice if you're crunching into one part of the neck and drop the chin to the chest a little bit. Looking for a uniform curve in the spine. One more big inhale and exhale, seat to heels, child's pose. Allow the weight of the hips to settle energetically towards the heels. And from that grounding in the low body, inhale and breathe, lengthen space into each vertebrae in the spine. Exhale, sink more deeply into the stretch. If the neck is strained when you're in child's pose to try to get the forehead to the floor, you can always take a pillow or blanket or block under the forehead to provide some support for the neck. We're gonna work on the alignment in the arms here, so you wanna take your hands as wide as your shoulders. You're pressing down firmly into the hands to lift the arms up away from the floor, finding engagement in the muscles. From your fingertips, draw back, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep that index knuckle mound grounded and turn the biceps to face up, creating that space in the neck and throat. Then take the center of shoulder blades and outer armpits towards the floor. Have 3 more deep, long breaths here. Remembering these engagements and alignments for your downward facing dog and other inversions in the future of your practice. And then with an inhale, rise, hands and knees. Exhale, pause here. With your next inhale, lift your right arm up, stack the shoulders, open the heart, and press out through your palms to roll the shoulder blades together down and hug the center of the shoulders into the spine. With an exhale, tuck that right arm under the left, scoot the left fingertips out. We're widening the right hip to the right to stabilize the pelvis, keeping the abdomen drawn back to protect the spine, and then leaning into the back body again, stack the shoulders, open the heart. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And inhale back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Press out through the palms to roll the shoulders together down and in towards the spine. And then exhale, tuck that left arm under the right. Scoot the right fingertips out. Gaze up under that right armpit for a twist. Widening the left hip to the left as an equal and opposite force that creates balance. The abdomen draws back to the spine, and then we lean into the back body to stack the shoulders, to deepen the twist. 3 more deep, long breaths. And inhale back to center. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high. Downward facing dog. Checking in from the ground up, hands and feet evenly grounded. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Inhale, lift and spread the fingers and toes. Stretch them out, ground them down. From that grounding, inhale and lift the booty high. Exhale, thigh bones up and back. Pressing down into the hands to lift the forearms up. Turn the biceps forward and take the center of the shoulder blades up and back towards the thigh bones. Have 3 more deep, long breaths, allowing the head to hang heavy. And then with an inhale, walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Come into a standing forward bend. Feel free to bend the knees and let the abdomen come towards the thighs. Allow the head to hang heavy. Shake it yes and no. Grab opposite elbows and sway. Move in any way that feels good to release tension from the back, the shoulders, and the neck. Let it drain out through the crown of the head. With an inhale, return to center. And exhale, release the arms. Bring the hands onto the hips. Root down with the pelvis. Draw the elbows together on the back. And with an inhale, lift the abdomen, the heart, the crown of the head to come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Good. Taking a moment to check in with our alignment. Because if the hips are not aligned, we cannot lift the shoulders onto the back properly. So outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Sticking your booty out a little bit so the center of the hips come over the knees and ankles. And then draw the center of the buttocks into the midline with the thigh bones back to root the tailbone down and lift the frontal hip bones. So it's not like an in, like Urkel thing, but it's a down. The energy from the hips moves down through the heels, giving us leverage to lift the abdomen, the heart, and the crown. Turn your palms to face forward and feel how that rolls your shoulders back. It's the same rotation that we were doing in the arms on hands and knees and in down dog. And notice how when the palms are facing back behind you, you cannot lift your arms. So this rotation of the arms, turning the palms to face forward, rolling the shoulders back, rolls the shoulder blades into the, rolls the arm into the socket so that we can inhale and reach up. Good. Interlace the hands. And exhale, take it up and over to the right side. Pressing down from the hips through the heels to lift the abdomen, the side bodies, the sides of the neck. As you stretch through the hands, roll the shoulders down the back. Have one more big breath. And inhale back up. Feel and find the center. Notice if the weight has gone back into the toes. That means you have to take your thigh bones back. Root the tailbone down and lift up and over to the left. Continuing to find the stacking of the bones and joints. Reaching through the hands to roll the shoulders away from the ears. Have one more big breath here. And inhale back up to center. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. You can feel free to bend the knees while we're here, because we're going to work on the alignment in the shoulders again. If you want to play with straightening the legs, we're lifting from the back of the knees up as you press from the back of the knees down. And then as you inhale, gaze forward, get length. Press into the palms to roll the shoulders back. As you exhale, fold deeply, keeping the shoulders lifted up away from the ears, allowing the back of the neck to extend long. Do that a few more times. Inhale, gaze forward, get length. Round the fingertips to roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold, keeping the shoulders lifted. 3 more breaths on your own. Exploring these actions. We want to learn how to engage the shoulders to support the neck even when we're upside down, right? Inhale, gaze forward, get length. Exhale, step the left leg back. Lower the left knee down. You can keep your hands grounded by the sides. You can bring them up onto the front thigh, or you can lift them up and overhead. But the energetic actions and alignment will stay the same. As you inhale, you're scissoring the legs together to bring the hips to face forward. The tailbone roots down, and the center of the buttocks comes into the midline to stretch the back hip flexor. Then when the legs are active and grounded, we can inhale and lift the frontal hip bones, lift the crown of the head, stretch through the fingertips. Even if they're on the ground, stretching through the fingertips gives you the leverage to roll the shoulders back. You can stay wherever you are, or you can play with leaning into the back body here. 3 breaths. Good. With an exhale, release the hands down. And we're shifting the weight over the back knee, straightening the front leg. That front foot is flexed and active. Sticking your booty out behind you slightly to lengthen the lower back. Inhale, lift the abdomen to lengthen the spine. Press into the palms to roll the shoulders back. And exhale, fold more deeply into that straight front leg. 3 deep, long breaths. And inhale, lift the chest and the gaze. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Tuck the back toes and inhale, step the back foot forward. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, right leg back this time, lower the left knee down. Choosing your own adventure. Keep the hands grounded, bring them onto the knee, or reach them up overhead. Then inhale and scissor the legs energetically towards each other to engage the inner groin, to lift the pelvic floor. Root the tailbone down and take the center of the buttocks forward, stretching out that back hip flexor. From that activation and grounding, alignment in the legs, we can inhale and lift through the crown of the head. And whether your hands are on the ground or lifting up, we're pressing out through the fingers to roll the shoulders back. Maybe you want to play with leaning back here. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And with an exhale, release the hands down. Shift the weight over the back knee, straighten the front leg. Front foot is flexed and active. Pulling from the heel back into the hip socket as you press both thigh bones back. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Roll the shoulders back. And exhale, fold more deeply into that straight front leg. 3 breaths. Breathing into the places that feel tight and sore and stuck. And as you exhale completely, softening, seeing what you can release and let go of. With an inhale, lift the gaze and the chest. Exhale, bend into that front knee, tuck the back toes. Inhale, step the back foot forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Okay, we're gonna interlace the thumbs like little birds. And with a slight bend in the knees, as you inhale, you're reaching up The legs straighten as you lift, rooting down from the tailbone through the heels. Lift up and arch back. Exhale, fold forward and interlace your hands behind your back. You can keep the knees bent here if you would like, as we work the alignment in the shoulders. The shoulders continue to draw down away from the ears, which is up in direction here. Then the arms draw more actively towards the front of the room as the head hangs heavy. If your elbows hyperextend, bend them gently. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. And then with an inhale, arms reach up, drop the seat, chair pose. Sticking your booty out behind you, thigh bones back to get low. Center of the buttocks into the midline to lift up. Stretch through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Soften the shoulders down the back. Soften the low ribs down and back. One more big inhale here. And exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step the left leg back. Low lunge on the right side, so keeping the back knee lifted this time. Front knee stacks right over the front ankle. Still, as you inhale, you're scissoring the legs together, engaging the inner groin and the abdomen. As you exhale, stretch through the back heel. Draw the heart and the crown forward. With your next inhale, lift your right arm up. Press out through your palms to roll the shoulders together down and into the back body. Have one more deep, long breath here. And exhale, release. With an inhale, step the back foot forward. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, release them down by your sides. One more time with those little bird hands. Starting with a slight bend in the knees. Straightening the legs as you inhale. Press from the tailbone through the heels. Lift up, arch back. Exhale, fold forward. Switch out the crossing of the fingers behind your back. Draw the shoulder blades together and down away from the ears. Let the crown of the head hang heavy. Actively draw the arms away from the back body. Maybe play with bending the elbows. 3 breaths. And then with an inhale, arms reach up, drop the seat, chair pose. Thigh bones back, center of the buttocks into the midline. Lean back, stacking the heart over the hips. Reach up through the fingertips and soften the shoulders down the back. Soften the low ribs down and back. One more big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, the right leg back. Low lunge on the left side. Front knee stacks right over the front ankle. Energetically pull the legs together. Lift the abdomen away from the front thigh bone. As you exhale, stretch through the back heel. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Press out through the palms to roll the shoulders together down and in towards the back body. Have one more big breath. And then exhale, release. Inhale, step the back foot forward. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Good. Take your feet wide. Begin with the outer edge of both feet parallel with the outer edge of the mat. Turn the left foot in slightly and the right foot out all the way. Arms parallel to the earth. That back thigh bone is back, in line with the knee and ankle of the back leg. Exhale, a deep bend in your front knee, right over your front ankle. Both thigh bones pressing back to fully open the hips in the side body plane. The tailbone's rooting down, right between the sits bones, and the frontal hip bone is lifting away from the thigh bone. Turn the palms to face up. Slight bend in the elbows. Use that as leverage to roll the shoulders together down and into the back. Keep that as you exhale. Straighten the arms, palms face down. Gaze over the front fingertips. 3 breaths. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, widen the back hip back. Cut the front thigh bone back. So the whole pelvis shifts. That back thigh bone stays back in line with the knee and ankle. Side body as long as you stretch forward and down into triangle. You can bring your hand onto your shin. Don't collapse into the knee joint. Press the shin back into the hand. Scan your body from the ground up. Any place that feels all jammed up is a sign to make an adjustment. Press out from the tailbone through the back heel. Press through the palms to roll the shoulders together down and into the back. Shin in line with the sternum and slide the jawbone back. Maybe gaze up, 3 breaths. And with an inhale, rise. Deep bend in the front knee, turn both feet to face forward. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Turn the right foot in slightly and the left foot out all the way. Back thigh bone is back, in line with the knee and ankle of the back leg. As you exhale, cut that front thigh bone back, widen that back inner thigh back. Abdomen stays back, so stacking the bones and joints in the back body plane as you come down into your triangle pose. Feeling free to support yourself on the shin, but pressing back into the shin with the hand, or you know what I mean. And then scan your body from the ground up. Often this front side body gets all jammed up. Thigh bone back, cut it into the midline. Stack the hips so you can stack the shoulders. The abdomen draws back and turns to the right. Press through the palms to roll the shoulders into the back body plane. Take your chin in line with your sternum and roll the shoulders back. Have 3 breaths, maybe gazing up. Inhale, rise, and exhale, take that deep bend in your front knee. Front knee stacking right over the front ankle. Back thigh bone rotates in slightly, presses both thigh bones back to open the hips. Tailbone roots down, frontal hip bones lift up, palms turn to face up, bend your elbows. Roll the shoulders together down and into the spine. Maintain all of that effort as you straighten the arms, palms down, gaze forward. 3 breaths. Inhale to center. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of your mat. From the back of the knees, lifting up to the sits bones. From the back of the knees, pressing down through the heels. Ground your palms. You can go under the shoulders or between the feet. Either way, the head hangs heavy. Maybe it can touch the floor. We press down into the palms to lift the shoulders up away from the ears. The elbows are over the wrists and hug in. Hands as wide as your shoulders. 3 breaths. Inhale, lift the chest. Hands onto the hips. Next, inhale, ground down to lift up. Arms out to the sides again. Left foot turns in slightly. Right foot turns out all the way. Back thigh bone back in line with the knee and ankle. One more time, a deep bend in your front knee. This time the elbow comes to the knee or the fingertips to the floor behind your foot. Either way, from the tailbone, pressing through the back heel and the back edge of the back foot to give you that opposite grounding action as you inhale, reach the arm over the ear. Stretch both side bodies and sides of the neck long. Draw your abdomen back and turn it as you lean back to stack the shoulders and open the heart. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Left hand onto the left hip. Hop your back foot in. If you are in a tight space, you might want to scoot the front foot back, or you're scooting the fingertips out in front of you. Press down through the right big toe mound as you press through both heels. Lift the leg, stack the hips so you can stack the shoulders. Standing thigh bone back, buttock into the midline. Abdomen back, turning up to the left. Have 1 more big breath. And exhale. Bend the standing knee. Pass through warrior 2. Straighten both legs. And turn the left foot out, the right foot in slightly. Exhale, a deep bend in your front knee. Elbow to the knee or fingertips to the floor behind your foot. Back thigh bone back in line with the knee and ankle of the back leg as you press from the tailbone through the back heel and the back edge of the back foot. Giving you leverage to lift the abdomen and stretch the side bodies and sides of the neck long. Draw the abdomen back and turn back to the right to stack the shoulders. Gaze up, 3 breaths. Good work. Right hand comes onto the hip. Hop your back foot in slightly. Maybe you've got to scoot your front foot back. Maybe you're scooting your fingertips out. Keep that left big toe mound as your anchor as you press down to lift the right leg. Standing thigh bone back. Notice that that back leg is going away behind you and pull the toes forward. Stack the hips to stack the shoulders. Maybe you want to lift the top arm up. Abdomen back and turning back to the right. Have 1 more big breath here. And bend into the standing leg. Warrior 2. Straighten both legs. Feet, outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat. Fold forward. Let your head hang heavy and have a breath here. I have to check the time somewhere else because I have all my devices busy. Good. With an inhale, gaze forward, get length. Ground the left hand under your face. Right hand on the sacrum. The sacrum should be parallel to the floor and even on both sides. We're going to gently widen the left hip to the left to stabilize the pelvis. As you inhale, lift the abdomen and lift the right arm up. Press out through the palms to hug the shoulders together down and into the spine. The hand doesn't go behind you. It stays strong and active right above the face. Have 1 more big breath. And exhale, release. Fold deeply. Inhale, gaze forward, get length. Right hand grounds under the face. Left hand on the sacrum. Widening that right hip to the right to stabilize the pelvis. Lift the abdomen and lift the left arm up. Pressing out through the hands to roll the shoulders together down and in towards the back body. Don't let that hand go behind you. Keep it strong. Right straight out of the shoulder socket. One more big breath. And exhale, release. Bring your hands onto the hips. Ground down with an inhale, rise up. Step or jump the feet together. We're gonna do a balancing pose and then we'll wind down. We're gonna do tree pose. So you can shift your weight onto the left foot and inhale, lift the right knee. We're turning the right knee out. You can kickstand your toe by your ankle. You can press the foot and the calf together, or you can bring the foot to the thigh, but you want to go above the knee joint. We're pressing the foot and the leg together. Press the hands together at the heart. So everything hugs into the midline of the body, and you don't want to press sideways into your knee joint, right? The standing thigh bone is back. Tailbone grounding towards the heel. Find a focal point to steady your gaze that's not me, because I'm going to be wobbling. And inhale, reach up. You can take your hands as wide as the shoulders if that feels good to you. Reaching through the fingertips to soften the shoulders down the back. Good. Find that stacking of the bones and joints that brings a lightness into the body. And have 5 deep, long breaths. If you want a challenge, you can play with lifting the gaze and leaning back. With an inhale, come to center, and exhale, release. Good. Shake it out. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale through the mouth with sound. Letting go of whatever happened on that side. Moving on. Using the balancing poses to observe how the mind turns without getting attached to it, because it's just a practice. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Outer edge of the foot parallel with the mat. Spread the toes wide and ground down through the big toe mount. Inhale, lift the left knee. You can kickstand the foot by the ankle, press the foot into the calf, or take the foot to the inner thigh. Either way, hands at the heart, everything hugs into the center, this balance between opposing forces that creates stability. Feel that your standing thigh bone is back, so the hip is stacked over the knee and ankle, both thigh bones rooting down. From that grounding of the lower body, inhale and reach up. You can keep the hands together or take them as wide as the shoulders. But as we stretch through the fingertips, we soften the shoulders away from the ears. 5 breaths. Feeling how our balance is never static, but is always an elaborate dance between all of these opposing forces within and around us. With an inhale, everything returns to center, and exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit. Good. At the top of the mat, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, get length. Exhale, step back to down dog or child's pose. Your choice. Taking a moment to check back in with the quality of your breath, the tension in your body, and the speed of the thoughts through the mind at this point in the practice. And then we'll come all the way forward onto the abdomen. Interlace the hands behind your back. Hug the legs together energetically. And with an inhale, lift everything you can lift up off the ground. Arms lift away from the back body. Notice if you're crunching your neck and drop the chin a little bit. 3 more deep, long breaths. And exhale, release. Turn your head to one side.
See ya. Hi, faster.
And then you can take the shape that we just took again, or you can bend the knees and grab the ankles.
Oh, yeah.
Kick the feet into the hands, pull the hands on the feet to lift the chest. The thigh bone should stay grounded unless the heels come over the knees and then the heels lift up. Wherever you're working, 3 more breaths. And exhale, release. Turn your head to the other side. Gently sway the hips, finding that balance between effort and ease, will and surrender that enables flight. And then roll over onto your back. Bend the knees, ground the feet in close to the buttocks. Back of the head and shoulders press into the earth, your foundation here. Make sure the feet don't turn out as you press down to lift the hips up. Maybe interlace the hands behind your back. Maybe just turn the palms to face up to roll the shoulders under. Everything on the ground, pressing firmly down to lift the heart. The heart is the focal point of this pose. The heart lifts away from the upper arms. From the heart, extend through the knees. From the heart, extend through the crown. Have 3 more deep, long breaths here. And with an exhale, release. Sway the knees from side to side. Draw the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Rock forward and back to come up and balance on the sits bones. Ground the fingertips behind you and roll the shoulders back. Lift the shins parallel to the earth. You are welcome to stay here, to extend the arms or straighten the legs, but keeping that broadness through the collarbone, shoulders hugged into the back body. 5 breaths. And with an exhale, release. Bring the soles of the feet together. And we're going to end with just an extended forward fold. I've been trying to end all the classes with forward folds because forward folds take our energy down and in, and they're calming for the nervous system. And everyone is kind of like up here right now. So again, if your pelvis is tilted back, you gotta grab something and sit up on it because you can't really fold forward from here, so you can't experience the benefits of the forward fold. We're gonna do it for like 20 breaths. So another option is that if forward folds are difficult for you, you can move by the couch or by a chair and just like lean forward and put your head down. Sometimes the body can release more when it's supported, and it can receive the benefits of the forward fold more if maybe it's not so deep, but it's actually relaxed as opposed to like trying to do it. But because there's not a teacher present, you really have to listen to your own body and find the right balance. Either way, pressing down through your sits bones, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. As you exhale, drawing the heart out past the feet. So we're not just crunching into a ball here. We're leading the heart out past the feet, and then finding a comfortable position that we can rest in for 20 deep, long breaths. Allowing the breath to work its magic. Each inhale expands you out past the edge of your shape. And each exhale softens you more deeply into the stretch, so that each breath provides a tiny transformation. And when we put them all together through a day or a week or our whole lives, we can see the meaningful change that we've created. Once you've had 20 breaths, with an inhale, you can slowly rise and make your way into Shavasana. You can take your Shavasana lying flat on your back, like we often do. You could also place your hips up on a blanket and your legs up on the couch or a chair, if that is accessible or that sounds or feels good to you. But wherever you find yourself, return your awareness to your breath and allow the breath to be deep and long. Allow it to touch down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes as you inhale. And as you exhale completely, any residual tension, anxiety, self-doubt or criticalness leaves the body with the breath through the fingertips. So through this practice, our bodies are cleared out. They become lighter and lighter, more and more spacious, more and more able to be present, to respond with spontaneity and creativity, to be whatever energy is required of us in each and every moment. If the mind wanders, return it to your breath. The breath is a control dial on the awareness. If the mind races and is anxious, bring your awareness to the exhales, the aspect of the breath that calms and soothes and settles us. Consciously lengthen the exhale. Take this moment to savor any quiet peace or calm that has come into the body or mind through the practice today. And begin to intentionally deepen your inhales. The aspect of the breath that enlivens and invigorates. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Gently sway the head. With an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. And exhale, roll to the right side body. Use that right arm as a pillow as you pause in fetal position. Gather your bearings. Move slowly as you transition. When you're ready, press down with the palms to lift up and return to a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed for just another moment and check back in with yourself after your practice. Notice the quality of the breath in this moment. Notice where in the body you're still holding tension, where things may have shifted, where there is new awareness. Observe the speed of the thoughts through the mind after the practice. And then return the awareness to anchor fully on your breath. We will seal our collective efforts with a single Om, allowing the low body to be heavy and ground you down. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders together down and in towards the spine. Inhale deeply to prepare. Bring the hands to the heart. Bow the head in gratitude for the tools of this practice that remind us that we can use our awareness to restore balance, both within ourselves and in the world around us. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great rest of your day. It's so nice to see your faces. Hi, Marissa.